Let's speak from the masculine perspective for a moment. What does the world need right now from a healthy masculine energetic? The old world, the old paradigm is breaking down. The old paradigm of control, of autocracy, subjugation, judgment, harsh critique, separation, division, autocracy, oppressive power being expressed by the unhealthy, wounded masculine. Does that mean all masculinity is bad? Not at all. There are two sides to every coin per se. And the side of the shadow has been running rampant in our society for too long. Not only in the masculine, but also in the feminine. But particularly in the masculine. We're seeing it everywhere. We're seeing systems becoming dismantled. Politics, leadership being questioned at such deep levels. What do we need? Yes, we need a union of the opposites. Yes, we do. We need to come into harmony. The masculine needn't be so oppressive and controlling and rigid and subjugating anymore. That time is over. That paradigm is over. It is being asked to be broken down at every level. We need truthful, transparent leadership and communication. Now, leadership in the masculine needs to be one of safety. How do we be safe as masculine individuals? We are transparent in our communication. We are clear in our vision and in our minds. We are open in our hearts. We are in integrity with our words, with our actions, with our way of being. We are open-minded. We lean in and forward. We face those that we speak to. We are mature in our posturing. We believe in who we are, and we are far more inclusive in our leadership. We are trustworthy because we believe in ourselves. We are choosing as healthy masculine individuals, not only to explore the outer world, to conquer mountains and create amazing ways of being, structures, systems in the world, but we are choosing to explore the inner chasms of our being. We are choosing to explore deeply who we are as masculine individuals. We are choosing to deal with our pain, with our suffering. We are choosing to deal with our shadow selves. We are not isolating and dividing ourselves any longer. We are not fractured within and then bringing that fracture outside of us, where we are extending ourselves into the outside world. You see, the masculine and the feminine both create. The feminine gives life. The masculine gives life to structure, to systems, to things outside of ourselves, to the material world. We have been creating from a place of perceived deficit. We have been creating from a place of scarcity and pain and suffering, internal suffering where we cannot express ourselves. So we repress ourselves and then repress the world, and that is what we have been doing. That is who we have been, and that time is over. We must deal with our shadow selves. We must go within to give and be of service without. We must deal with our pain. We are wounded inner children that are abandoned, rejected, humiliated, and we are carrying this shame within us. Every step we take, everything we do, everything we are in the world, we are taking this shame as masculine men into the world. And we are projecting that shame and we are blaming others for how we feel because, one, we cannot deal with it ourselves. We've never been taught these aren't excuses. And two, we're unwilling to go deeper into ourselves. Not only do we not have the tools, and not only does society and culture say, do not express, do not emote, men, real men. Masculinity doesn't emote, but masculinity does emote. It just emotes in a way that is different to how it has been. And yes, this video will be shared on YouTube, it will be shared on Facebook, it will be shared everywhere I possibly can because this message is important. Men need to hear this. The masculine paradigm needs to hear and feel this. We have to do our inner work. Our inner child is suffering. We are immature in our being. And because we are immature in our being, we are projecting that immaturity onto the outside world, and we are painting the world that we are creating with that immature brush, with that level of deficit, of low self-worth, because we're not dealing with our shadow. We're not dealing with the whole of who we are. We are fractured and fragmented in our minds, in our own perceptions. We don't believe in ourselves. And we take that pain and we force it onto others because it's easier for the ego to project. It's easier to also be in familiarity. So the suffering that we feel, we want others to feel so that we don't feel alone. That masculinity, that paradigm of masculinity and that paradigm of leadership is over. It is time to shift into a more translucent leadership. A leadership that says, yes, I own who I am. I know who I am. I feel who I am. Yes, I'm in my shadow. Yes, we are being asked to take ownership at such deep levels, systemically, collectively, individually. Our social systems are breaking down, and there is reason for this. There is reason for these systems that are breaking. We need more stillness. We need more silence. We need more self-empowerment coming from a place of knowing self, not just the convenient parts of self, but even the parts that we deem to be ugly, that we deem to be unattractive, that society shuns. We are hiding too much in the shadows, and it is destroying who we are and who we have the capacity and potential to become. What is happening in the world is not a joke. What is happening in the world is not random. What is happening in the world is a breaking down of the old. Ways of being, ways of relating. There is so much self-loathing and self-hatred in the world. There is so much pain and suffering in the world. People don't love each other anymore. They don't love themselves. Their structures are fragile, crumbling to the ground, their internal structures. The masculine is responsible for structure. The masculine is in pain. The masculine is suffering. And we are also so responsible. We carry this responsibility. We have this opportunity to break through these perceived limitations that we have placed on ourselves. And I feel the time is now. I don't think it really matters what I feel anyway. I think we're seeing it and experiencing it in the world. People are fed up. Now, both the masculine and the feminine is responsible for how we grow in the world, for how we become, for how we speak, for how we feel. But today I'm just speaking to the masculine. The masculine that is responsible for the structure, the container of how we see ourselves. Think about the riverbed and the river flowing, and the riverbed is the masculine. And the river, the water flowing, is the feminine. And so the expression is the feminine. And how that expression is contained and held is the masculine. There's been a distortion in how we are seeing ourselves because we're choosing not to. We're choosing not to see the whole of who we are. It's about time we do that. It's about time we awaken to that. And if we awaken to it in such a way that embraces all of who we are, and we welcome ourselves, all of ourselves into the world, and we take onus and responsibility for everything that we have been, then we can grow. That's the platform to leap from, to expand ourselves, to give ourselves an opportunity to flourish. Power and blessings to you. Share this message if it resonates. I'll see you again soon.